Oh, good. Oh, good morning, people. Just thought I'd do a little live, fill a bit of time in here. How are you this fine morning? Yeah, hope you're well out there and everything is hunky-dory and you're keeping it upbeat and positive. Keeping it upbeat and positive. We'll wait till we see if we get some people come into the live stream chat. Yeah. Yes, I've done a little community post and I thought I would do a live. It's worth expanding and talking about the subject of, this, this drama creation on the dark corner of YouTube. Yeah, well, I've got a theory on it and I will expand my theory in a moment. We'll wait and see if we get some people come through. Let's see if we get some people come through to the live stream chat, and we will broach the topic. You like that one? Broach the topic. We will expand the topic, and I will give you my thoughts on the topic of the real reality and unreal of the dark corner of YouTube. Yeah, we've got somebody in the background there, but we wait for some more people to come through. Yeah, we wait for people to come through. We wait for some people to come through, man. There's slow today. Slow today coming through for the live stream. What's going on there? This is going to be about half an hour, I think. I'm not going to be on long anyway, so if you're not sort of here, yeah, you won't know what's going on here. Like, well, yeah. Good. Who's that? Good morning to the one and only, the tremendous, the terrific, the wonderful, the absolutely fabulous, sensational, beautiful, gorgeous Peggy. How are you doing, darling? Oh, all is well. I thought I would just do a little live stream before I pop out to the gym. So I've got a bit of time here. Yes, I've got a bit of time. So I was just giving my thoughts. I'm going to give my thoughts on this dark corner of YouTube. You know, the thing. I've got the theory here that 99.9% of all this, like arguments and carry-ons and all sorts of stuff, people on channels shouting at each other and this, that, the other. I've got the theory I've got is that it's all created for drama. Do you know what I mean? Because when I look at the channels, all these different channels and all that on YouTube, they haven't got a lot aside from shouting at each other, arguing with each other, slagging each other off. It's like there's very rarely in amongst all that anything good happening. It is all total negativity. And I suppose me talking about this at the moment, I mean, I do have to apologise because me actually talking about this subject at the moment is actually, I'm exuding to a certain degree an amount of negativity because I'm talking about a negative phenomenon that is going on at the moment on the dark corner of YouTube. Good morning to the bare bones. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well with bare bones. But I think it's worth me uh, um, touching on the subject of this. I call it manufactured drama, because basically what you've got in that dark corner of YouTube, the dark corner of YouTube. I mean, let's be honest, right? Apart from people shouting at each other on panels, yeah, arguing, right? I'm talking about all across this dark corner of YouTube, yeah. Apart from people shouting at each other on panels, arguing, slagging each other off, all that sort of stuff, or else just panels, people. This is what happens on the dark corner of YouTube. This is the 99.9%. I'll tell you what the content consists of. The content consists of people sitting on panels, slagging each other off, shouting at each other. If they're not shouting at each other, they're all talking about each other, aren't they? They're talking about each other on other panels. You've got panels talking about people on other channels, and that is content. That is content. Well, tell me what you think is good about that. If anybody can tell me how people sitting on panels shouting at each other and slagging each other off about other channels and all that sort of stuff, if anybody can tell me how that is content, I would be amazed. I would be amazed how that is content. How does somebody open up a channel? I'm just talking about a generalisation here, about in the dark corner of YouTube. They open up. Has anybody opened up a channel to do anything? To do any decent content or anything that's entertaining or such like? Anybody? The only thing I can say about the dark corner of YouTube is you've got a few music channels, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's about, I can count them in one hand, yeah, that are on the dark corner of YouTube, and that's probably about the only channels that really produce what you could call sort of entertaining content. Everything else consists, right? And it's a template. Channels, all they do is have panels slagging people off and talking about people. That's all they do. You've got all these different channels with panels slagging off people, talking about them, and it's usually, it is in a negative context. You don't get a lot of, see these panels, you don't really get a lot of fun and laughter. People are having what you'd call, I don't know, banter. Somebody says something funny and they're all laughing about, funny situation or whatever. I'll give you an example. Yeah, somebody could be on a panel going, I was walking down the road, right? This is just frivolous, isn't it? I'm giving you an example. I was walking down the road and that, and I just slipped. I slipped on this banana skin. Oh, fell down. Oh, I twisted my arm or something. Something like funny, like then. I know that's not a funny situation. Somebody's slipping on a banana skin and twisting their arm. But what I'm getting at is somebody's attempting to be funny, like, funny, ha ha. But on this dark corner of YouTube, you don't get any of anything like that. It's just a monotonous tirade of doom, gloom, and depressing, toxic negativity. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually thinking that, on these panels and all that on the dark corner of YouTube, I don't know if the people are bombed out their nuts, their heads on, I don't know, like the doctor's medications, because they're all depressed. I mean, what I would say is, uh, I would say, I don't want to make light of medical matters and all that, but I would say that on the dark corner of YouTube, my observations, of all these 99.9% of the drama created through conflict and arguments are these people that are on these panels and all that. So some of them, quite a large percentage, sound as if they've been slowed down by some sort of medications, tablets or whatever. I don't know, like, but it's like some of them, you hear them and they're talking like a slowed down. Do you remember you used to have the old like tapes or something, for the music and that, and then when the tape goes funny, it starts slowing down. So you could be saying something like, the sun is shining today. That would be normal, but with these people, it'd be like, the sun is shining today. Slowed down. Slowed down. What's all that about, man? The next time you go to your quacks, ask to change your medications. Anybody out there that's bombed out your nuts, because like it's not funny subject to be thinking about, but look, there's got to be some reasons why 99.9% of the dark corner of YouTube are all negative, argumentative, depressive, adversarial. They want to argue, slag people off. They want to slag people off. Like, I just don't get it. Look, for a short period of time, you could have a blip and you could have a tirade of this atmosphere, but this is day in, day out, day in, day out. People sitting on panels, on channels, depressed, fired up, arguing, shouting, slagging off people, on channels and panels, talking about other channels and people. They're not talking about each other. That's the content. This is how can I put it? This is not a made up thing. This is all the dark corner of YouTube. It's no rocket science, this dark corner of YouTube. It just 99.9% of the content content creators' content is just talking about other people within this dark corner of YouTube, arguing back and forth with people in the dark corner of YouTube and slagging each other off on the dark corner of YouTube. That is the content. That is the content. Like, now and again, you get somebody who'll say, oh, somebody said something about this, that, the other. Well, the thing is, if you're all involved in this dark corner of YouTube, in that actual content creating of drama, then I don't think you can start crying about it. Like, if you're actually taking part and you're part of what you could call the problem being that you are immersed in a state of mind that is totally negative, then you can choose. See, people can choose, right? When they come onto YouTube, you can have a channel and you can do whatever you want to do with your channel. comedy, music, anything. You can do anything. DIY. You could do it. Your channel can be about anything. Now, your choice of how you as a channel owner uh, create your content is your choice. You are the you're the master of your own ship. You're the captain of your own ship. You can do the content you want to do on your channel. So all these people that are have that opportunity to do content, yeah, that are on the dark corner of YouTube, 99.9%, they can't do that. As I say, I can only count about five on one hand, no more than five people that actually create content. When I say create content in the dark corner of YouTube, I won't name them, but it's a few music channels, yeah, to do with music. Like, that is it. No, they're doing something that is productive and entertaining, right? But what I'm saying to you is that the 99.9% of the channels and on the dark corner of YouTube solely exist, yeah, on negativity, arguments, negativity, slagging people off, each other off, talking about each other, and this just goes on day in, day out. That is all it consists of. If anybody wants to have they got any ideas or any talent or whatever, and they want to just they just want to talk about people and slag people off and argue and all that, then you can do that easily on the dark corner of YouTube. You just open up a channel and start slagging people off. Open up panels, get people to jump on, and then you all join in together, slagging people off. This is a formula. This is a template. Yeah, and that is a choice. People can choose to do what they want. And what I'm saying is the 99.9% of the channels, yeah, 99.9% of the channels on the dark corner of YouTube, that's exactly what they do. That is the formula, and that's what they do. They don't do anything else. Apart from, as I say, a handful of music channels that do music and such like, that is about it. So the dark corner of YouTube is when you get these people start crying that they're, oh, look at what's happening to me in the dark corner of YouTube, etc., etc. Yeah, well, if you have chosen to involve yourself in the dark corner of YouTube, but this is to anybody, yeah, any channels, then that is what happens. Now, if people do not want to take part in the actual the back and forth, the arguments, the slagging off of other channels and talking about other channels and people on other channels, because that's all it is. If people do not want to do that, they can take a necessary action even at this stage, even if they've been immersed in it. And that is, if they don't want to take part in this dark corner of YouTube shenanigans, what they've got to do is block and ignore. Block and ignore. Get yourself tunnel vision and don't take no notice of anything else around you about any other channels, because your channel is what you're on YouTube for. Now, if you're creating content which I would say legitimate content on from your YouTube channel, then it doesn't matter one iota what other channels or other channels are doing. It's nothing to do with you, and your channel is solely based on your success as a content creator. So if you're on YouTube and you've got a channel, you do what you want to do in your channel, and then you don't get involved. You don't get involved with the dark corner of YouTube or any other channels that are involved in negativity, which is 99.9% of the channels on the dark corner of YouTube. I'm talking about solely about the dark corner of YouTube here, people, not the whole of YouTube, which has got like millions and millions of channels. This little dark corner is a tiny little, it's a nothing amount of channels. Yeah, so keep it in perspective as well. People that are getting all wound up about it, get in perspective, keep things in perspective. This thing is, in real terms, this thing is so minute. It is so minute. It's unbelievable. But people are getting carried away that it's some sort of big deal. It's not a big deal at all. It's, as I say, like, yeah, as I say, look, people that have got involved in all this stuff in the dark corner of YouTube, people that are regretful or whatever, don't want involved. You hear people like they're going, oh, they say this about me or something like that or whatever. See, the thing is, like, if you've got involved in the dark corner of YouTube, this is what you're going to get, because that is solely how the content is created. It's through the drama, and the drama is all about people just shouting at each other, arguing on panels, and the other key content creator is people talking about other people from panels, yeah, talking about people on other channels. That's it. You'll get people on this dark corner of YouTube day in, day out, just on live streams, and they're not talking about each other. You've got this channel here talking about that channel over there. That channel there's talking about that channel over there. That channel there's talking about that other channel over there. These people talking back and forth, day in, day out, and they're all depressed. They're all talking negatively. Every day they're talking negatively. You don't even, I'll give you a laugh, like, yeah. You don't even get any funny person on these this negativity on these channels. They're all singing from the same hymn sheet, like depressed. They're on a downer. There's nobody funny or anything. It's like something like 1984. George Orwell, 1984. Where the people are like, they're all depressed. Oh, good. Hang on a minute. Let me say good afternoon in the chat there. Good afternoon to. Is it afternoon? Oh, yeah, it's just went afternoon. Good afternoon to Mr. Spliffy. Hope you're doing well, sir. A long time no see, Mr. Spliffy. Oh, good afternoon to the wonderful, lovely Anna Conley. Hope you're doing well, darling. This is just my thoughts about the thingamajig. I've heard some people like they're complaining about their treatment on the dark corner of YouTube. And what you've got to see is, as I say, people that have got involved in the negativity on the dark corner of YouTube, by and large, have made the choice to get involved in the negativity in the dark corner of YouTube. as I say, this dark corner of YouTube is solely, holistically, you could say it was holistically, it is involved, uh, and its evolution has resulted in, it is a cauldron of toxicity. It's a cauldron of toxicity, yeah. Uh, the content creators, 99.9% of them, the content creating on a daily basis is based on arguments with other people. Channels arguing with other channels, people on channels, panels, talking about people on other people's channels and panels. And it's all slagging each other off and talking about each other, but it's all done in a negative tone. There's nothing positive for anything. This dark corner of YouTube, I think, is going to be very, very bad for a lot of people out there, especially the people that are on doctors' medications and all that for depression or anxiety and all that sort of stuff. Listen, the last place you want to be if you're in that state of mind, if you're under the doctor's orders for depression and anxiety and such the like, and you're on treatment, you're on medication and all that, do yourself a favour, body swerve this dark corner of YouTube. You might think, oh, that's shouting and what have you, if you're new to it and you're watching these people on panels all shouting at each other and all that, a bit like the Jeremy Kyle show, like, after a week or two of that should be your lot, that you've seen everything that you can see, because it's just on a loop. It's on a loop. It's the same thing, day in, day out, week in, week out, month after month, and year after year. And what it will do is it will work on your psyche, on your state of mind. It will work on your sort of subconscious, you know what I mean, like subliminally work on your subconscious. And you, in effect, if you are on medication for depression or anxiety and you're viewing a toxic environment, it's not going to do any good for your state of health and your mindset. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to do any good for your state of mind. So this is the remedy. You know, the remedy for people who maybe have like I've just described. There are people that are they've got involved in it. They might be new to the dark corner of YouTube. They might have been involved in the dark corner of YouTube for quite a while. What to do is, if you are unless like if you're a content creator and you're creating stuff that is different from the 99.9% of the dark corner of YouTube content creators whose content is solely channels slagging off other channels and people on channels, panels, slagging off other people on other people's channels and panels. If you're not just doing that and you're doing something worthwhile like music, comedy, DIY, you're doing something with your channel, right? You want to give this dark corner of YouTube a miss, because that's all you're going to get. You're going to get this. But if you are one of the channels that are doing actual good content creation, you know, like music, comedy, DIY, you've got something to create. Yeah, you're actually on YouTube as a channel that is a content creator and you're entertaining or informative or what have you. Then what you do is to get yourself out of a rut with the dark corner of YouTube, it's a simple step. It's a simple steps you take. And the simple steps are block and ignore. You block and ignore, and you just you don't see the dark corner of YouTube and all these other negative channels and forces at work. And you just block and ignore all that stuff. Block and ignore it. The choice is yours. You can choose. You can choose to get back to reality. Do you get what I mean? Like, see, so this is what I'm saying. Like, and keep things in perspective. Look, did you see the little picture I put up? Yeah, for this live stream about the chicken is bigger than the car. Like, nothing is real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be an illusion on the dark corner of YouTube. An illusion. Yeah. Now, oh look, let me just say for another thing. Another thing, yeah. Look, see when you are on, we're just concentrating on the dark corner of YouTube, yeah. You're on the dark corner of YouTube, right, or whatever, right? Don't forget it is a social media platform, yeah. Yeah, we have, right now when you've got all that toxicity and negativity, and it's all words, isn't it? It's all words or what have you. Words or what have you, yeah, that sort of thing, words. Now, look, there is no reason in my book, this is right, there is no reason in my book, there is no reason I would think, I'm trying to put it the right way, right, phrase it the right way, there is no reason why if somebody has offended somebody else on YouTube or whatever, on the dark corner of YouTube, the dark corner of YouTube, if somebody has been offended, then that should be left on YouTube. What I'm trying to say to you is what happens on YouTube or whatever, or what's said on YouTube is on YouTube, right? Right. Now, what I'm trying to get here in a roundabout way is that people should not get carried away and start, how can I put it? I'm trying to do this diplomatically. People should keep things that are on YouTube, yeah? There is no place off YouTube for resolving conflict or arguments, right? Do you see what I'm getting about there? Do you see what I'm getting about there? Yeah. YouTube is a social media platform. That is all it is. People that are on it, what I'm trying to say as well is people who get mixed up, yeah, and they start thinking that what is on YouTube is also off YouTube. Have got themselves mixed up. They have got themselves mixed up, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy stuff. Crazy. Very, very crazy indeed. You know what I mean? Like, people just come on YouTube, I think, for when I say YouTube, yeah, that's a good saying, YouTube, because we when we say YouTube, YouTube in general is very, very good. It's like millions and millions of channels. But when you've got this little tiny speck, that's all. It's nearly invisible in the great scheme of things of YouTube, of this dark corner, this little dark corner, which is very, very gloomy, very gloomy and depressing. When people get involved in that, well, what can you say? Very gloomy and depressing, and it's not a good environment to be involved in and to be around. It is very, very. I'm actually getting some words of very words of sense here from Mr. Spiffy. Look, they have lost their minds. I think actually, Mr. Spliffy has hit the nail on the head there with that one sentence. Yeah, they have lost their minds. Well, I'll make you correct, sir. You know, there is people who have lost their minds. Yeah. It's as simple as that, is what Mr. Spliffy says. They have lost their minds. And I think what he is saying there is proper and correct. Proper and correct terminology from Mr. Spiffy. They have lost their minds. See, what you've got to think about, we've got to keep banging on about this. There's a choice. On this dark corner of YouTube, you make a choice. You don't have to even be involved as a channel in the dark corner of YouTube to be affected by it. Because if you're watching channels and panels talking about and slagging off people on other channels and panels, and it's back and forth, it's like a loop, day in, day out, week in, week out, month after month, year after year, total negativity. People slagging each other off and talking about each other on the dark corner of YouTube. That is all. That is what 99.9% of the channels and panels create as content. They create that as content. How can you even call that content? Can anybody tell me how these channels and panels can call that content? Sitting on panels and channels sitting on with panels, people sitting on panels on the channels, talking about other channels and other people sitting on the other channels' panels, slagging each other off and talking about each other day in, day out. Apart from being boring, it's just anybody that watches it, you're going to damage your mental health, especially if you're on medication from the doctors for depression and anxiety. You're going to listen to your boring people who are going to be talking about toxicity and negativity, and they're going to just depress you. They're going to depress you. You won't hear nothing upbeat, funny, laughter, comedy, music, whatever. You are going to get depressed. It's not funny, by the way. It's not funny, but people need the reality check on the dark corner of YouTube. This is what it is. This is what it is. I'm going to be gone in 5 minutes because I don't want to actually depress you talking about this topic and subject. But this dark corner of YouTube is so toxic. I mean, Mr. Spliffy hit the nail on the head with that word there. They have lost their minds. Yes, I can't say it loud enough, Mr. Spliffy. They have lost their minds. I mean, it's bad enough all these people going do lally on channels and panels at each other and all that, innit? But when you think that things could actually uh, develop, develop to off YouTube, I mean, that is absolutely crazy, isn't it? What do you think, Mr. Spliffy? Crazy? For things to develop and go off YouTube is absolutely stark raving bonkers. It is stark raving bonkers, man. Yeah? Can't believe I mean, look, I can't say this enough times, but I can't say it enough times. I will say it once again a couple of times, Mr. Spliffy, but like, I'll make you right there about they have lost their minds. They have lost their minds. He's come out with a simple phrase that captures and encapsulates the mood and the moment. So big respect to Mr. Spliffy for that one line sentence that captures and encapsulates the mood of the moment. It's absolutely stark raving bonkers. Yeah, stark raving bonkers that things from the dark corner of YouTube can end up going off YouTube into the real world. What I mean by that is the minute you open your front door, you are in the real, the real world outside. And to even imagine that things could go from a social media platform, like YouTube, and end up going into the real world, like through the front door into the real world, is absolutely stark raving bonkers. Yeah, can't I say that enough times? Stark raving bonkers, that is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Mr. Spliffy's on the same page at the minute. Madness. He's chucked in a bit of humour here. Well done, Mr. Spliffy. Well done for that. That's when the one when they do the Morris dancing and they bang the little sticks together. Up. They put their hand up, don't they? When they're all dancing a bit in circles and they click the sticks together. The Morris dancers. I tell you what I've heard about these Morris dancers, especially you get a lot of them come from the places, like the countryside and all that. So you get them in like village fetes and all that. Like you get them down like the West Country, I don't know, Somerset, Dorset, Cornwall, Devon, but you get them at other places as well. Like the fates and the village things, and people always think because these guys are all, the rig out they wear, the gear when they do the Morris dancing. A lot of them think that they're softies or pushovers, but I've heard these Morris dancers have ended up having massive punch ups, and they come out on top as the victorious winners. Because people think that you get a few guys dancing about banging sticks that they can take liberties with them, that they're softies, but they learn a lesson. They learn a lesson. Big up the Morris dancers, yeah. Big up the Morris dancers. We salute you for your contribution to the culture. The culture, I would say, of England, because this is an English culture of England, the Morris dancers. Big up the Morris dancers and big up England, yeah? We give England a shout out there, the wonderful country of England, and we give the shout out to the Morris dancers. Well done for keeping up the positivity, guys. I don't know if you get women doing Morris dancing as well. I suppose you do, like. But But big up the Morris dancers. Oh, good afternoon to the fact notification. Sticks to the facts. As a matter of fact, and that is a fact, is a fact notification. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, hope all is well there. As I say, as I say, people have got the choice. They can be captain of their own ship with their channel, whether they have been enveloped in the dark corner of YouTube or whatever. They can still escape from it. They can escape from the toxicity and negativity if they so choose. And that is all. That is all. All they have to do that to actually do that is to do the following: block and ignore, and that's it. Block and ignore, and the dark corner of YouTube will be no more. That's if people choose to do that. Yeah, block and ignore, and the dark corner of YouTube will be no more. Yeah, that's all the steps. So if people choose to do that, I would warn people, but because of the formula, 99.9% of the channels on the dark corner of YouTube, the content is solely negativity and toxicity. Basically, the 99.9% channels of the dark corner of YouTube, all the content is on a daily basis, day in, day out, week in, week out, month after month, year after year, and it consists solely of having channels with panels, slagging off and talking about people on other channels' panels. And then the other channels' panels will talk about and slag off people on other channels' panels. It's just a loop. They're all slagging each other off, talking about each other, and that is solely what the dark corner of YouTube consists of. There's only about a handful of positive channels, like doing music or things like that. But all the rest, if you are a viewer in the dark corner of YouTube, after a couple of weeks, you would have seen it. You'd have seen it all, because it's just the same. As I say, it's on a loop, day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year, of toxicity and negativity. Now, if you are under the doctor's orders for depression and anxiety and such like conditions, do yourself a favour and avoid the dark corner of YouTube, because it won't be good for your state of mind, because you'll be enveloped and you will succumb to the forces of negativity and toxicity which are radiated on a daily basis on the dark corner of YouTube. That is the state of the dark corner. Oh, good afternoon to Pablo Escobar. See, Pablo Escobar, he's one that, like, you get a few people that go about the dark corner of YouTube, but Pablo Escobar, for example, very good poet. He does poetry and all that, and he's a very wise man. He gives out little bits of advice to people in live stream chats or whatever, and he is one of the shining lights on the dark corner of YouTube. I must say, the gloomy dark corner of YouTube, you have the occasional shining bright lights and beacons of hope and positivity on the dark corner of YouTube, and Pablo Escobar is one of these shining lights of hope and a beacon on the dark corner of YouTube. He gives out positivity. Yeah, well done for that, Pablo. Well done for that. Yeah, he's a good guy. He is a good guy. I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever, in coming across Pablo, I don't think I've actually ever seen him do a negative comment or whatever. Even if he was probably getting insulted or he was felt offended by somebody, I don't know, having a go at him or whatever, in live streaming chats and all that, he doesn't respond with negativity. Very cool, calm and collected, laid back is Pablo Escobar, and he is an example to anybody that is sort of twittering about the scene on the dark corner of YouTube. Well done for that, Pablo. Well done indeed, sir. Well done indeed. That is great stuff from Pablo. Like, yeah, yeah. See, nah, you don't go. Pablo never goes down that route. That is a sign of a man of good character. You know, good character. Well done, Pablo. Well done. Shining example for the people of Error. You know, the island, the country Ireland. Well done that. The people of Ireland would be proud of you, Pablo. The people of Ireland would be proud of you. But today's been interesting. I'll give it another 5 minutes, but I'm so upbeat and positive and happy to think that I have maybe saved a few people who have been sucked into the shenanigans of the dark corner of YouTube. As I say, you've got a choice, innit? So it's up. People have to choose. People have a choice whether they want to take on board the negativity and toxicity, you know, from the dark corner of YouTube. Because as we know what it's based on. The dark corner of YouTube is based solely on channels and panels, people on channels and panels talking about other people on other channels and panels and slagging them off. And then the people on the other channels, panels, will talk about people on other channels, panels, and slag them off. And it just goes round in a loop, round in a loop. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. It is an atmosphere of toxicity and negativity. And I just say, like, and this is in all seriousness and that, if you've got anybody out there who is new to the dark corner of YouTube, after a couple of weeks of this, watching these channels and panels, talking about other people on other people's channels and panels and slagging each other off, you would have seen it. 2 weeks worth and you would have had your fill of toxicity and negativity. And then what I would say is, if you are actually under the doctor for depression or anxiety, or you suffer from mental health, that type of stuff, then it's not going to do you any good watching this dark corner of YouTube in action. Do yourself a favour and exit from it. Get yourself some other entertainment on other positive upbeats of YouTube. The dark corner is just a tiny, minuscule phenomenon. Yeah, phenomenon and entity. It does not represent YouTube, the actual YouTube. It's just a very, very dark, tiny, dark, gloomy corner. That is all it is. So do yourself a favour, if you are actually under the doctor for mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, I would recommend that you give the dark corner of YouTube a body swerve. Seek your entertainment in the wider YouTube, which has got millions of channels, or else, seek your entertainment wherever. It's up to you. You've got a choice. So we hope that Oh, good afternoon to Boris Shallow Grave. Hope the grave is deep enough for your needs and shallow enough at the same time for your needs, at the correct depth for your needs. Well done to the Boris Shallow Grave. Well done indeed. Uh, so I know that might have sounded a bit. See, I try to keep things upbeat and positive, but sometimes uh, you have to say what you observe in the best interest of people. You know, the best interest of people. As I say, Mr. Spliffy hit the nail on the head earlier. You know, with that comment. Where am I? Where is that comment? I have to. If it's worthwhile putting it back up there. They have lost their minds. Well done for that, Mr. Spliffy. Now, what I would say to people is, just before I go, yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon, that, listen, the mere thought, of the idea that people who are on a social media platform like YouTube could get YouTube mixed up with the real world, and take things from YouTube out the front door. Well, it's unbelievable. It is absolutely start raving bonkers. Yeah. Don't get mixed up with YouTube, yeah, social media platform and the real world, and thinking that you can resolve issues or such like outside your front door. That is absolutely crazy, stark raving bonkers. It's not correct. It's stark raving bonkers, and people who are thinking that way should actually, I don't know, what can you say? I think people who have thoughts like that and a mindset like that maybe need themselves to go to the doctors to seek a mental health referral, to see a mental health practitioner, qualified mental health practitioner in the National Health Service. People who think that they can get mixed up with social media platform and reality need to seek some sort of treatment. You know what I mean? Like, I think need to seek some sort of treatment, because we do not wish any negative outcomes for anybody, like on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, sort of thing, with especially in regard to conflict and arguments that are taking place on the dark corner of YouTube, have no I'm trying to think of the word. They have no part. There is no part to be played for taking arguments that are on the dark corner of YouTube, off YouTube, into the real world to be resolved. That is not a sensible way of thinking. As I say, it's actually crazy, madness, and it is absolutely start raving bonkers to think. Start raving bonkers. It is start raving bonkers to think that you can have an argument on YouTube and it can be resolved off YouTube outside by going outside your, like, over your doorstep. It cannot be resolved. The dark corner of YouTube arguments should not and cannot be resolved by means and methods of going outside your front door. No, 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 no. That is start raving bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. Start raving bonkers. Yeah, that is start raving bonkers. Yeah. Pablo comes out with the wise words there. People can get carried away with themselves, talking absolute bollocks, and then find themselves in a position where it's in their doorstep. Yeah, but what I would say, Pablo, that regardless of, we'll just do a hypothetical, right? Right, we'll do a hypothetical here, Pablo. Yeah, we'll say you've got two people on the dark corner of YouTube, yeah, and they have an argument. This is a completely hypothetical, and it's not aimed at any real person. I am giving you a hypothetical example, yeah? So you've got two people on YouTube having an argument. Both of them are not happy with each other, not happy with each other, feel offended by each other, and are very, very angry with each other, right? They're very, very angry at each other. Nonetheless, regardless of whoever you think is in the right or wrong between two people arguing in this hypothetical case study that I am just making up, regardless of who you think is in the wrong between the two people who are arguing with each other, who feel offended by each other, right? Are upset with each other and are angry with each other. There is no reason that I can see or excuse that either one of them should take the argument over the doorstep out into the real world. It cannot be resolved in the real world. You know what I mean? The YouTube stuff is to stay on the YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way it's going to go. So that's what I think with the hypothetical case study. There is no reason or excuses for people to from the dark corner of YouTube to take things from YouTube into the real world. So listen, this is just a social media platform called YouTube. You seen the little thumbnail thing for the live? A lot of it is sort of unreal, isn't it? Look, the chicken is bigger than the car, sort of thing. What is real, unreal, all that. So people do not want to, like, especially like the case study, get confused and blur. The reality is YouTube, and nothing that happens on YouTube, arguing and all that, has a place off YouTube. off YouTube, yeah? It has to be settled and resolved on YouTube. That's what I would have thought in the hypothetical case study. The hypothetical case study. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, good afternoon to the Stevie Boy Billings. Hope you're well, sir. Where are you? Where are you coming from today? Is it Lanzarote? Lanzarote? Magaluf? Benidorm? Huh? What, Lisbon? That's in Portugal, isn't it? Is the sun shining in Lisbon? Portugal? Oh, Stevie Boy, he's getting a bit, isn't he? I hope them drones haven't been annoying you lately. You know, them low-flying drones. Stevie Boy is the only other. Like, I mean, I'm not. Look, I don't want to make a joke of war, you know, like war zones and all that, like, you know, and things like that. Like, but there's people like in Ukraine and all that countries, Ukraine, the Middle East, you know, like Gaza, Israel, you know, on both sides, everywhere you've got conflict in it, and you get people now in these countries and these war zones, and they can hear the drones, you know, like drones that flying overhead and that. There's drones just observing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So they know when they come out their door, or depending where they are, out their tent or whatever, they hear the drones. Stevie Boy's the only guy at the minute on the dark corner of YouTube. Yeah. If he's down in Lisbon at the moment, when he goes out his front door or whatever, he's got to look up. He's got to look for the drones. So hear the drones are following him. Them little drones, innit, Stevie Boy? Huh? The drones are watching his every move on the dark corner of YouTube. I don't know how you put up with the drones every morning. You know what I mean? Like, I suppose you get used to it after a while, don't you? You know what I mean? Like, I hope Stevie Boy and the Irish contingent. I know Pablo's a gentleman, isn't he? Stevie Boy's is a sort of a, how can I put it? Like no, I'd say Pablo's like an ambassador. He's at high level of, you know, he can resolve matters, and he, apart from being a gentleman, he's a bit of an ambassador, and yeah, he can resolve conflict and all that. Stevie Boy's always willing to listen and all that sort of stuff. So I hope Stevie Boy listens to the wise words from Pablo. You know, Pablo Escobar. Hope he gives you some good advice, and I hope the Irish guys resolve any little conflicts. I don't know what's goes on because I'm not involved in it or whatever. I don't know the big picture, but it'll be good if the Irish guys. I know it's like it's mainly Stevie Boy and Jude. You know, Jude's a good guy as well. They're not good guys. They just need to resolve their issues. But I think Pablo's the peacemaker. He can bring them together. He can bring them together in peace. You know what I mean? Like, Pablo can bring them together in peace. Good afternoon, the MI5. Hope you're well and all is well with you today, MI5. Say hello to your MI6 if MI6 is anywhere about. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So we hope that they resolve the conflict and all that. fact notifications there, yeah, sticks to the facts. As a matter of fact, that is a fact on fact notification. But what it is basically, to take something just before I go from this live stream is that people should remember that they're on YouTube, and under no circumstances, under any circumstances, as I showed you with the hypothetical case study, the hypothetical case study came to the conclusion that arguments and conflict that happen on the dark corner of YouTube between two hypothetical people for the exercise of the case study demonstrated that anything that happens on the dark corner of YouTube should stay on the dark corner of YouTube, or other words, stay on YouTube. And there is no excuse or reason, regardless of two people, hypothetical people arguing with each other, regardless of which one you think is in the right or wrong, there is no excuse for either of them to be involved off YouTube, because this is a social media platform. Off YouTube is the real world, the real world, and arguments on YouTube shouldn't be carried into over the doorsteps into the real world. They cannot be resolved in the real world. They cannot be resolved in the real world. They have to be resolved in and on YouTube, where they started. Do you know what I mean? Like, so basically that's where we're at the moment, yeah? I think I've gave you a good I think I've gave you a good take on the dark corner of YouTube and the choices that people can make. You know, I think it's time for me now to go. Yeah, I think we have. We would like to thank, especially today. Let me see if I can get that comment, because that was the comment that it encapsulated the live stream. Where am I? Let me just find this comment. It's worth putting on the comment from Mr. Spliffy. They have lost their minds. Well done, Mr. Spliffy. You encapsulated the mood of the gloomy, toxic, negativity of the dark side of the dark corner of YouTube. Well done. You encapsulated and captured the mood, the toxic negativity mood of the dark corner of YouTube with those words. They have lost their minds. They are stark raving bonkers. Yeah, they are stark raving bonkers. Look, there's about, how many? There's 17 in the chat at the minute. I want to feel the vibrations come through. Just say this out loud. I know, look, there's nobody there, so you can't feel silly or nothing. Say along with me. We're going to say it 3 times, right? I'll tell you what we're going to say, but don't say it till I say 1, 2, 3. And we're going to say 3 times. We are going to say, yeah, they're stark raving bonkers. No, we'll just say stark raving bonkers, right? Stark raving bonkers. So when I say 1, 2, 3, we're going to say that 3 times together. Get ready for this, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Well done, people. Do you feel better for that, people? Yeah? feel good after that. I feel good after that. Do you not feel better after that? Yeah? Do you feel better after that? People getting that out your system? What do you think? Yeah? I think we'll have another go at that. You ready? We'll do another three of that, right? When I go 1, 2, 3, you ready for this? Start raving bonkers, because this is good, yeah? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Doesn't that make you feel good, people? Don't that make you feel good? Huh? Oh, look, I don't want to get involved in this thing, but look, Stevie boy, uh, you didn't get a bone chucked at you, did you? A bone? You're lucky you never got a bone chucked at you. Or you might have been lucky either way. A bone. Yeah. Uh, I think we do one more, because Pablo liked that. That refreshed Pablo's soul. So we're gonna go for another three of Start Raving Bonkers, yeah? Ready for this? Ready? We do 1, 2, 3, and then we do Start Raving Bonkers, and then we'll bring a curtain down, right? I'll say goodbye, we'll bring a curtain down. Get ready for this. Now try and put something into this, yeah? So you feel the vibrations at your end, yeah? See, you can say it in a funny voice. Like, let me give you an example. You can say it a few ways, right? You can say it something like, hang on, hang on, get my, like, you can say it something like, Stark raving bonkers, but you've got to keep in time. You know, Stark raving bonkers. So you go, Stark raving bonkers, yeah? Or you could go, Stark raving bonkers. That's like an echo effect. Or else you could just go for this. You could even double it up. Stop, raving, bonkers. You've been a bit clever there with the old. You see how you doubled up there. But we stick with the template. This is the last one. We go for the Start Raving Bonkers, right? Say it with a bit of oomph, because this is going to be the last one. Get ready for this one. This is going to be the last one. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Now we're going to do another 3, because I've done that a bit slow. I'll try and do it at the normal pace. We're ready for this, people, yeah? You've had enough practice. We'll just do it normal. Ready? Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Stark raving bonkers. Yes, my people, my people. Well done for that. That exercise was well carried out by the people in the chat. Well done for that, people. Well done for that. We start. Good afternoon to the LD. How are you doing? I'm just ready to go now, but you've just come in at the last knockings. We do another 3 for Aldi, yeah? So Aldi can get a flavour of the Stark Raving Bonkers. We do 3 Stark Raving Bonkers, and we will do them. Get ready for this. Aldi can lead us on this one, wherever you are. Unless Aldi is outside in the shops or out in the street or whatever. I mean, I would do it in the streets of London. It don't matter. If I'm walking down the street and there's people next to me, I would do it there, because they don't take a lot of notice of here in London, you know. We are a vibrant city. Wherever you are, if you're indoors or even at work, it might be a bit tricky. But if you can do the thing out loud, we'll do the last 3. So we get ready. We go, hang on, I'll be ready to go in a sec, right? Stark, raving, bonkers. Stark, raving, bonkers. Stark, raving, bonkers. And that's us. Okay, people, thank you very much for tuning in. I would just say, have a great day to everybody, especially the fact notification, Aldi, Pablo Escobar, Stevie Boy Billings, the fact notification. I'm trying to think who else was MI5. Yep. Say good afternoon to MI6 as well for me, please. MI5. Who else? And last but not least, oh yeah, Mr. Spliffy, a special good afternoon to the Mr. Spliffy for the wonderful comment he came out with. Well done for that. And good afternoon to the Boris Shallow Grave as well. Good afternoon. I hope I've not missed anybody, but good afternoon to the fact notification. And last but not least, I will say good afternoon to the tremendous, terrific, wonderful, sensational, absolutely fabulous, beautiful, gorgeous Peggy. Thank you, darling, for keeping an eye in the chat. Everybody was hunky-dory, enjoyed themselves. All right, have a good day. Have a great day. Be lucky and stay blessed. I'll catch you later. My people, my people. Bye for now.